That's 2020 right there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's StepsBasic, and welcome to my community show. So, first of all, let's get this out of the way. Announcements, of course, but this announcement is fairly important. The MRI that I went through last week. Sorry, I told you I was going to get back to you as soon as I could, but then I didn't get the information back until the 30th. So I now have the information, and I can tell you that my brain is clear. Cool. That was good, but also leaves a lot of questions. So next we're looking at a sleep study, considering, all of my symptoms can be tied to so many different annoying things that it's kind of hard to try to pin them down to any one thing. Now we're checking for sleep apnea. We're going to do a sleep study, and that's going to be exciting. I hate those things. I've done one before, and I was actually told that I had a slight case of sleep apnea. Who knows? I mean, I know I have night terrors, and that's bad enough, but also, have had other issues in the past with... More recently, actually, specifically, I woke up feeling like I was drowning. It was kind of funny because I was dreaming that I was drowning, and I woke up and I was still drowning. I'm like, because I couldn't breathe, Moving on, keeping a positive outlook on this, keeping a positive attitude. We're going to be all good, baby. It's going to be great. Apart from that, no other announcements. You know where we are with everything else, so I just wanted to get into StepsBasic's year in review. This has been... Well, I don't even have to say it. It's been a pretty poopy year. I mean, heck, I started the year off dead. Like, I was so badly sick. And it's kind of funny, I was looking at I watched Jacksepticeye's year in review video recently, a little bit later than it came out. But, I recently watched it, and I'm like, dude, I didn't know that we had so much in common. And just like him, I'm going to say straight up, I don't want to claim that it was corona, that crown. I don't know. I never went to the doctor. I was dead for about 3 weeks, and then when I wasn't dead, it took me even longer to recover. I mean, looking back at my Phil's family stuff, doing the edits for that, it took me several months to get my voice back, and I was like, oh God, I'm going to be a croaking lizard for the rest of my life. And then it was finally better, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. What a way to start off a year, and if it wasn't telling to just how the year was going to be, I mean, since then, I've had so many other issues pop up between the battery in my car dying and issues with the house here. This house is a piece of poop anyway. And now we've got an insect infestation. Marvelous. But apart from all that, that's just the real life stuff. Kiddos struggling in school because of the whole distance learning stuff, and I hate it, but I'm doing my best I can to help her with it. She hates it. She feels incredibly miserable and feels like she's a failure, even though she's not. And I keep telling her that. I keep reminding her that this is different than what you're used to, and it's going to take some adjustment, and they just kind of threw you into it and expected you to be able to swim. So, we're working with her, and we've got all of her grades up to acceptable levels, so, yay. Man, I am just glad this year's over. I know I'm not going to be one of those that says 2021 is going to be better for various reasons. Number one being, last time I said we were expecting a good year, we got this year, and we don't want to do that again. But what I am expecting is it cannot possibly be worse than the last, at least on a global scale. On a personal scale, it might end up being worse than the last, but on a global scale, it is just no match. And of course, I tend to think a bit bigger-minded than just myself. In fact, that's part of the reason why it took me so long to talk about my brain problems, is I don't like to talk about myself unless I have concrete information. And coming back with a clean test, a clean MRI, I was depressed. because I went and I started talking to people about it. And now I'm just back saying, well, the MRI was clean. But it could have been worse. I could have come back and had bad information. But yeah. Moving on, I am planning on some big stuff for this channel, including replacing my webcam. No offense, webcam. You've been very loyal and great, and I love you, but it's time for you to go. It's time for you to be retired. You're older than most webcams I've ever had. But, you know, with the lines and everything, and then how long it takes for it to warm up, it's going to be great. I have contracted another artist for a commission, and this time it's going to be for an intro to these videos, because I've gotten tired of the one that I'm using now. And as much as fun as it is, I don't really, I want something better. And so contracted another one of my friend artists, and they're happy to help me work on this for me. And I've given them all the information that they need. It's always going to be great. And beyond that, I'm looking at some scheduled changes for the channel. This year has seen a lot of changes over the channel, between losing more Warframe stuff, because I went lighter on the Warframe, and then because of my capture card giving out, I've basically stopped doing Warframe because of the fact that, capture card and whatnot. And I did the test to see if I could still run it through the PS4 app, but because it requires internet connection and everything, it slows everything down, and I get a chuggy experience, and it's just not good for you or for me. So Warframe seems like it's finally transitioning off my channel, as much as I hate it. I hate to see it go, but I am seeing a lot more in the way of other things, branching into indie games and being more of a PC gamer than a PlayStation, solely PlayStation gamer. It's funny because that's how I started this channel out way back in the day. That's all I had was PlayStation games, and I have since then gone to hybrid gaming and now PC mostly. I'm going to be looking at getting the digital version of the Xbox. I don't want to get the hardcore version, or the hard drive version. The hard copy version, the non-digital version, I don't want to get that because, for one thing, it's $200 more expensive, and I don't have any Xbox games to really worry about. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. I can get the digital version of that, get the hard copy version of the PlayStation, and then maybe eventually even get a Wii, or a Switch. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to growing the channel this year, and I'm setting a goal for myself to reach monetization by the end of this year. I don't know whether or not that's going to work out for me, but I'm going to set that goal now and cross my fingers that we make it. In the meantime, you may see some things disappearing from my channel, specifically games that I play with Potato Nana. I'm going to be deleting those off the channel and editing those into highlight reels for my other channel. I'm going to be putting more work into that. I've done a couple of the series on the channel. I've done that too already. But, not that I don't want her on my channel. It's just that, with how young she was when we played those games may affect, being like, oh, you got a kid in the video, therefore it's children's content, right? And I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that stuff so that they don't try to hit me with that. And, yeah. I got to look back at the year, the year I've played, year of the games that I've played. And this has been an eventful year for different games, Had my dream game came back as a remake, and while it didn't quite live up to the memory, it was still really good. I turned it into my desktop. See? Yeah. And, I love that game. And, got to see that come out. We got the new console generation, which, now I have lived through far too many of them. More me being old jokes. But this coming thing, I want to do much more. And like, for one thing, the schedule change that I mentioned earlier, this show is gonna move to Saturdays, so I can squeeze more content into the week. I'm not trying to go full 7 days a week thing, and even Saturday content is going to be kind of limited to just this and the highlight video. By the way, I do highlights on Saturday now, if you didn't know. Shut up, phone. I'm busy doing things. What are you doing beeping at me? Oh, it's upload time. So that means I got 2 hours to get this video edited and uploaded. But yeah, I do the weekly highlights on the weekend now. That comes, of course, on the back of the failed podcast channel. The Babbling Beards failed, and I was kind of sad about that. But I mean, it was a bad time to launch it. We launched it prior to 2020, and it was great. We were having fun with it. We gained, I wouldn't even call it really much of a following, but we did have a decent views, and one of the videos on there did really well considering all the other content. But for the most part, it was a fun thing, and I've been joining Bubble Ninja on his live streams on Saturdays. Hopefully we can get more of a regularity to it, but that's mostly on me, not so much him, because with the brain problems and everything. But we've been hitting Uno and having fun with it, and it's been great, and that gives me more content to share here, which I want, because I want to try to keep it to just one solid series throughout the week, and then on the weekend we'll do highlights and the community show, and then throughout the rest of the week will be indie games, short, sweet, like quick looks, demos, and 3 etc.'s, 3 games, PlayStation Plus highlights stuff. I'm still going to keep doing those. God, I was so worried I was going to have to lose that. But I can actually afford to get a capture card now, but I also need to replace the tires on my car, so it's like, I can probably afford to do both, but I don't really want to do that. So yeah, to sum it all up, over this last year, we gained, I think, over 100 subscribers on the channel. I don't really remember exactly how much it was. 1 sec, I can check. Yeah, 108 subscribers over the last year. There's 180 y'all who thought I was funny enough to engage. Wow, I actually didn't know they got 28% or 21% of the subscribers have turned on the all notifications. Got 41% of y'all who watch my videos are subscribed to me. 58 are not. Wow, I feel so honored. So proud. So proud of this little community we got. And I know it may be lofty to aim so high. I gained 108 subscribers this year, and I'm hoping to gain 480 or 580 over the next year. That's kind of a big stretch, but I'm also going to be dedicating more focus to the channel. I want to see it grow. I want my community to be proud of me. The folks who think I'm interesting, entertaining, and whatnot. I am hoping that I can give them what they want. It's kind of important. Portal was the highest traffic, actually. Funny enough, Portal and Warframe, and Alien Isolation. People are watching my Alien Isolation videos again. Oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Highest suggested videos was my Borderlands 3 character trailer reaction. Hidden Messages Warframe was one of the top searches from YouTube. Remember Hellblade 2 announcement. Now that I'm going to be going to get an Xbox, I can actually get Hellblade 2 on that. That'll be great. Your channel got 15,000 views in the last year. Wow. Highest view duration and highest views was That Riddle Was Easy, my Warframe Hidden Messages video. But moving past the second one, which was Seeking the Seekers, was the Hellblade 2 reaction trailer at 881 views this year. Although only a minute and a half of view time. Top 10 Warframe fell into it. Then reaction trailers. Octodad actually came in at top 5. Huh. Then more Warframe, Henry Stickmin, reaction. the end of Final Fantasy VII remake. Actually, the end of Final Fantasy VII remake got the highest audience retention. That's cool. Average view duration is down this year at 3 minutes and 22 seconds, though. I got to find ways to be more engaging. But anyway, it's been a good year. It's been a bad year, but it's been kind of, some of it's been good. That's one thing I want to say to people when it comes to the new year. People are always saying, like, 2020 ain't going to change anything. It's not like the pandemic's going to lift and the virus is going to disappear. It's not like all the tensions are going to end. No, that's not what the new year's about. That's not what celebrating New Year's is about. And the whole idea of celebrating New Year's is you reach that point at the end of the year when you let everything go from the past and you look towards the future with hope. You don't look towards the future expecting everything to be perfect. No, you look towards the future with hope that things will be better. And you work towards it. It's just like the whole idea of having a resolution, People poop all over it because, like, oh, yeah, so you're going to change your life because of one promise you make on one night. And it's like, well, no, that's not the point of a resolution. The point of a resolution is for you to identify the problem and to mostly a joke, admittedly. Mostly a joke, but say what you need to improve on in your life. And, like, for me, my resolution is to take a little bit better care of myself because of the fact with the brain problems I've been having this last year. I want to focus better on myself because I have let myself really fall out this last year. I mean, I'm heading upwards of my highest weight ever at 280 right now. If I hit 290, I will top out my highest weight ever. And well, we don't want that. So it means I'm going to have to get back into working out, and I have to push myself to do it. And I know I can do it, and I really enjoy doing it. The problem is getting to be motivated to do it. And the heavier I get, the more sedentary I get, the harder it gets to actually get there. But anyway, all that said, thank you for the good parts of this year. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the kindness and the caring and pushing me to be better. And honestly, after everything, I hope that 2021 treats you all well. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, and I don't really have any clear pictures in my brain saying that 2020 is going to be the best year or anything. But 2020 cannot possibly be worse than the last year, and we're hoping so. But anyway, apart from all that, thank you all so much for the support over this last year. Thank you all so much for everything. And thank you all so much for joining this video. And thank you all so much for joining me for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please go and poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you are more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hey, when I can, if I can. You know all that jazz. And tune in next time for another video. Another time. And until then, good night.